Yeah, can you see that?
Yes, we can. Thank you. So why did we do an EDI calendar? What was the context we were in with our EDI journey? And just wanted to give you a sense of what it was that we were trying to achieve by having a calendar of this sort. And it was really sort of captured by we wanted to be doing something and giving it real meaning. So a mission with a meaning, not just ticking the box, but really engaging authentically, really getting involved and engaging with our whole team in what we're doing, making it really meaningful so that it connected with our daily work, with our team values, and also that it really helped us to have a better and deeper understanding of what the EDI agenda was all about, and get some real learning by really thinking about some topics in greater detail and using real stories, which are always more powerful than theoretical or sort of less practical approaches we found as a team. We wanted to be a little bit more innovative in our approach and test a way of keeping EDI really engaging for our team. There were lots of things that were happening in our organisation that were prescribed, but we just really wanted something that captured our team's engagement and really kept us interested and kept us involved, rather than, as sometimes happens, sort of sitting and listening to something or reading something and putting it to one side without really getting engaged in it and getting involved. And critically, we knew that at that time we didn't have a very representative team, as in we didn't represent the EDI of the population that we serve at all. And we wanted to build a culture that was going to welcome and actively encourage a more representative team mix as we move forward. So if we move on to the next slide. It's not moving at the moment, Trishna.
Is it not?
No. That's it, lovely. So our question to our team, we had a team time out. We meet regularly once a month face to face. And we had a conversation about where do we want to start with this, because there is just so much information out there and so many topics that we could try and so many topics we could try and cover. And it felt very overwhelming if we went and looked at EDI calendars. And if you've just got a minute in the chat, how many topics do you think you would usually find in an EDI calendar, a 12-month calendar? Just have a guess and put your thoughts in the chat there. No? Yeah. Hundreds, yeah. Mm-hmm. We looked at several, and there were over 240, over 240 in a year. And I don't know about your teams, but our team certainly didn't have time to look at 240 topics. And it was really challenging to think, well, how are we going to get that down to something that we could really engage with and manage? Because it just did feel so overwhelming. Move on to the next slide. Thanks, Tricia. Great. So we came up with some kind of design principles. What we wanted to focus on was what was most important to us as a team. We wanted it to be a manageable quantity of things that we were trying to do. And it was really important to us that it engaged everyone, that this was owned by the team and not something that was top down and dictated to, I suppose, by others or by well-meaning but not necessarily very engaging processes. It was really important that it was something that we could do regularly and simply. The good old keep it simple, stupid principle was very important to us, because if it was going to take too much time and energy, we knew that we would struggle to keep it going. We also had to have it built into what we were doing so that it was always a priority, using time when we're already together, not always trying to fit it in as an extra or separate thing to do. but part of our business as usual, part of the way we operate as a team, part of the way that we spend our time together, not an add-on or an option. And also importantly, in terms of resourcing, something that didn't cost us money to do, because we all know how difficult it is to keep doing things and investing in things that cost extra resources. And actually, we knew there should be a lot that we could do just with who we were and using our own time as the only resource that we needed to put in. So if we move on to the next slide. So what did we do? We decided that we'd have a topic a month, that would be a manageable quantity for us. So we called it the EDI calendar. One topic each month, which we selected based on our interests and our areas of development that we knew we wanted to focus on. In order to find our topics, we used the NHS EDI calendar and also NHS providers calendar of events. As I say, over 240 on each of those. They overlap a lot, but they do have slightly different things within them. And what we got the team to do was vote for their preferred topics out of all of those 240s. And we used Menti in order to vote and capture what people wanted to do. We'd just started using Menti as a team for some other things a little while earlier, and we found that it was something that really worked well for us, something that the team engaged with. It was straightforward to do. You got immediate results. It was anonymous, so if anyone was feeling uncomfortable, they didn't feel they were the only person that voted for something, they didn't get finger pointed at them or any questions asked. There were immediate results. It's very visual. And for us, recognizing that our team will have a mix of characteristics, whether they meet the diversity issues or not, we needed everyone to be able to have equal input, and this kind of voting approach allowed that to happen. But more importantly, having decided that we wanted certain topics, we were very clear that as a team, this wasn't going to be delivered by one person or a couple of people. We wanted the whole team to engage, and that meant not just sitting and listening, but actually volunteering to deliver topics. So we did encourage people to vote for topics that they would be interested in hearing about, but also ones that they would be happy to deliver. If we move to the next slide. Great. So what does our calendar look like? This is last year's calendar. So you can see the topics that we picked up, and you can see that we had a range of different names against those. Sometimes there were 2 or 3 people who joined together to do it. Sometimes but most of the time it was an individual. And some people did volunteer to do a couple, but we had a really good spread across the team. Just to say, our team's got sort of 16, 17 people in it. So you can see if 12 people are coming forward to do this, that's a really high proportion of the team that's being willing to stand up and take the time and put the effort into giving us some insight into these topics. So as I mentioned earlier, we did this using Menti. And if we just move on to the next slide, what I'd like you to do, if you've got your cameras to hand, that's it. If you scan on the camera your QR code, you just hold it up to the screen, you should find it comes up, and you can go to menti.com. What I'd like you to do is have a go at picking the topic for June. You can see a list of the topics there. You just tick the one that you would like, that you would be choosing. You can tick any one you like. This is just as an example, of course. And then you press submit at the bottom. And if everyone's managed to get in, we'll just give it a minute for people to do that, because I know if you're not used to these things, it can take a little while. So just tick, and then you can see immediately what people are voting for. And we found this was really helpful because we could do this for each month. and you could immediately see what people were interested in hearing about. Rebecca.
When you did this, did you do like all the months at once, or did you do just that month? And also, obviously, because you said there's a lot of topics, isn't there, in the calendar?
Yeah.
Did you have to kind of pre-select? Like, obviously, or did you put everything in there?
We did a little bit of narrowing down, not an awful lot, but we did some of the things that were on an EDI calendar. We would already have covered in other sessions or through other things that were happening at work, so we didn't put ones on to repeat. But what we did was try and create a future 12-month calendar, so we knew what we were doing each month and we knew who had volunteered for each month. So yes, we had a session where we basically did this for each month for the rest of the year, and then afterwards asked people to volunteer as to which topics they were willing to pick up and present. Okay, that's okay. And of course, we had the conversation beforehand about people being willing to do that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone down this route. So we kind of had the engagement and people saying, yes, we're happy to try to do this and have a go at presenting as well and leading on a topic. So what leading on a topic means is that at our face-to-face session, we usually have a roughly 30-minute slot. And at each of those slots, we cover a particular topic with the person presenting to us. And at this point, I'll hand over to Trishna to talk about that in more detail.
Yes, so after we've actually picked up which topic and we've narrowed it down, we then the individual then goes and does some research about how they want to present it and what format they want to present it. So these are some of the, I've just put in 4 topics over here, which were really popular and which everyone really enjoyed. Like if you see, the first one is we had done an individual stress test, and the link works. So what it does is it goes and gives a stress test to people so they can then go and check, what is their stress level. After we did that, we broke out in groups and then we discussed about, what their stress levels are and what they need to do about reducing stress. So that was a really good group topic that everyone enjoyed. Then we also did a stroke awareness test, and some of the presenters over here, they come up with their own experiences and something that they really believe in. So the lady who presented the stroke awareness test, she brought up this video about the ITV presenter who was having a transient ischemic attack. And it was really powerful because, the presenter was presenting that, and we could see when the presenter had an attack, and it stays with people more often. And then the other topics were the L&D and autism, where we saw a YouTube video of the Oliver McGowan story. That was really powerful as well. The other things that we have seen is National Inclusion Week. We talked about hearing loss, rare disease, and National Organ Day. So people are talking from their own experiences or people they know about. And then the next slide is the team's approach to EDI. So for us, EDI, we've got an EDI calendar. And in this EDI calendar, we, as Cathy has mentioned, we do look at topics from our NHS England one and the providers one, and then we present one topic every month. But we also have a weekly Teams meeting, and in every week we have an EDI section where we talk about what's new. If someone has looked at something that's interesting or is happening in that week, we bring it there and then we discuss about it on the weekly agenda. And then as a team, the EDI group participate, and we have a group that we meet every month and discuss about what the topics are, what else can we do as a group. We also participate in IND ambassador and network. So there is one hosted every few months where we go and attend and see what other regions are doing or ICBs are doing, and then we bring all that information and share it with the group. In this IND ambassador group and network, there are ICBs who join those groups as well and present what they've been doing in their organization. And then we have a EDI Teams conversation led by Real Change. So there's one of the things that we did is, what can we do for our recruitment? How can we make it more inclusive? So we actually changed the job description, where the job description say that we just had NHS experience, but we changed that to reference that it's necessary, but it's not you don't need it, but if you have other experience, then that's relevant. So that's some of the things that we've been doing. So the other thing is, we used Menti again to find, and we did a survey to see what the team feel about our EDI agenda, and this were the results. So we asked the team to give their opinion about how well is our EDI agenda currently meeting expectation, and overall we got like really positive results. So this is very well, and it is we get the whole team engaged in this, and I think it feels more part of it. Everyone feels part of it. And then the other survey we did using the Menti is ask the team if they can just say which topic they enjoyed the most. And as you can see the ranking over there, so the first one was Oliver McGovern's story, and then health and well-being, stress. So you can use Menti in different ways. Another survey was what one word would you describe the progress of our EDI? And this is some of the responses that we got from the team. So the big one is it's very informative, engaging, and personal experience helps. So some of the outcomes from our EDI. What has the EDI led to? And we thought that we'll just show what the outcomes were. So this has been adopted by several regional directors. They have adopted this kind of approach. It is a standing item on Teams agenda, means that we maintain a regular focus, so it doesn't just be dropped away. It's there because it is as a standing item. This year we saw an improved staff survey response for our EDI. So that was a real positive as well. And it links to aspects of some mandatory training requirements. And the other thing is the second year is going really good, and we've got like a really diverse topics for this year as well. So it's still going good. Everyone is still feeling engaged. Then we come to the last slide, which is at question time. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask?
Hi, Rebecca. Krishna, would you like to stop sharing the slides now, and then we can see people's faces if they're doing the questions? That would be lovely. Hello, Rebecca.
Yeah, sorry, not a question as such, but just a thank you, because so I'm from Islington, Wigan and Lee. I've also got my other colleague on here, Emma, but we have just recently set up an EDI group, and we were having the exact same problem with the calendar. So by seeing your innovation online, which was posted, so we've actually used that in our group, and now we've come to this meeting to try and understand how you did it specifically. And I think we're going to try to take this forward. But I really like all the ideas that you've used, and the fact that you've got outcomes from it. You know, the graphs of people saying how effective it was is really positive. So thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm really pleased it's been helpful. That's I think one of the things, as Tricia said on the outcomes for us, was the fact that the team was really keen to do it again this year. And one of the upsides of there being so many potential topics is that there's an awful lot more for us to do. And I think also we're finding that as we go on, people are becoming more confident about stepping forward to say that they're happy to do something and to help the team understand a particular topic and area. And we're getting some really heartfelt presentations from people who have got family or friends. So we had one on dementia awareness recently, sharing some really personal information in a way that has enormous impact for people. Yeah, thank you. Suzanne.
I just want to say thank you for sharing, because I recently took the role of a chair for the what is known elsewhere as BAME network. We call it CRED network here, and just seeing how I can already see how this can easily be translated into how we run the network, from as far as seeing which event. There are so many events to celebrate throughout the year, and seeing how we can go, and also seeing how you were able to because like last year I led on the planning of the Black History Month, and it was exhausting for one person to do. So seeing how you've more or less, you've got 2 people each month doing something for EDR, which is fantastic. So I can already, I'm having a meeting tomorrow. Rest assured that this will be mentioned there. So if not, just to get people to to volunteer for something that they're passionate about, and then we just table down the agenda. So I just wanted to say thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Suzanne, and the best of luck with getting that going. It takes a little bit just to get it over that first hurdle. The first couple of sessions was the usual suspects, I guess, but it was great to see how quickly we engage people at all levels in the team. It's certainly not a senior led thing at all, and so yeah, really good. Danielle?
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you. That was a really useful session. And I was also just wondering, obviously you said there's a lot of the team, were really engaged with what you were trying to do. And I always wonder if there was, did you face any, sort of team members that weren't kind of willing to be a part of it, or they were a little bit away from the process, and how you sort of managed that?
So yeah, I mean, we haven't had every single member of the team stand up and do a topic, and we wouldn't force that. What we've found is that it's evolved. So we obviously grabbed the willing volunteers first, and I think people just seeing it and also trying to make it really accessible. Some people have done some amazing presentations, but other people have found some video clips. Other people, so it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I think that's the thing for me. It needs to be simple, but it also needs not to be overwhelming for people, and not taking so much time that they think, gosh, I just can't do that, or get put off. So it could be something as simple as on a cultural holiday, sort of bringing in some food that's relevant to that event, or do you know what I mean? It could be anything, and I think that's part of what makes it accessible, and part of what makes the team more members of the team willing to engage and do it. So yeah, we have a variety of people. We have a variety of confidence, but what we're finding as we move into year 2 is that more people are feeling more confident about offering to do this and get engaged. And we had a really good spread. By the end of last year, we were finding it much easier to get volunteers for things.
Yeah, that's really positive. Thank you.
I'm conscious of time. If there are any more questions, thanks for all the lovely comments in the chat. I hope you did find that useful. And if you want to contact Tristan or I at any time, we'd be very happy to have a chat about it. And what we found with the calendars, it starts to spill over into other things. Tricia mentioned our recruitment. We not only changed job descriptions, we've changed how we advertise, and we've gone from having 5 applicants maybe for a particular role. The last one we advertised, we had 240. There's a downside. There's a downside to becoming more inclusive in terms of shortlisting. But I have to say, it is reaping great dividends, and we are a team that people are seem to be keen to join. So I think never underestimate the power of focusing on EDI as a topic and really getting team development working well. Okay. Thank you very much. Kaya, is there anything else?
So I'll send around the slides and the recording to share with your teams as well. So, but yeah, that was brilliant. Thank you so much, Cathy and Trishna.
Okay, lovely. Thanks, then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Is that all right? No problem. See you later. Bye.
Bye.